Welcome to our first video in our Back to the Basics series. And you guys requested this, so I'm super excited to be delivering this to you today. Never before seen this video. So the first, what we're gonna be talking about is trays. We're gonna, again, start from the bottom. So we're gonna talk about what you need in your collection, maybe what you don't need, what to worry about, what not to worry about. So first, what I want you to say is that you have a few options, and all of these options are just fine. When I was first getting started in sand tray, I didn't have a lot of funds, again, we do work with what we have. So I had a blue plastic tray. It was just fine. I did amazing work with my clients. As I did then, as I have these nice wooden ones now. So the first thing to think about is how big does it need to be? Now we train here sand tray, and so we have many different options about how big it needs to be. Now one of the things is that I like my trays to be just enough to where I can see it all, my clients can see it all, and by the way, if you tell us below your most challenging thing about your tray, I'll send you one of my blog posts that walks you through everything that I've done and everything I've learned about trays. So before we get to that, I want to show you one of the trays that I use and how big it is. So again, this is wooden and it's pretty hefty. It is blue inside. And again, if you tell us your most frustrating part of how your sand tray, tray collection and everything, we'll send you all the answers you need. So again, here's this. It is wood, it is blue on the inside. And maybe you might be wondering, okay, Amy, why do we need blue on the inside? What is the deal with blue? So where blue comes from is the Jungian tradition of the four elements that we have: sand, water, fire, and ground, earth, whatever. And so that comes from that. I like blue because it allows us to be very practical in nature, because kids and adults will move the sand around and they'll make water and they make sky, and of course blue is a very calming color. But don't worry if you don't have blue, it is not a make or break thing at all. The brain will do what it needs to do as long as you're there holding the space to do that. So this is the traditional size that I like to use for most of my trays here, but I do have a travel tray that is smaller, that myself and some of the students have used. And again, this works just as well. It's not dependent, the success of your sand tray sessions are not dependent on the size of your tray at all. So again, if you have smaller, because maybe you're a space deprived therapist, maybe you're a travel therapist, portability, it's okay. So again, I've got that blog post that will walk you through all the things that you need to know about trays. So again, as you can see, it's wood, you've got blue here. Now, this is maybe some of the more expensive options. The cheaper ones, you can get plastic bins from like Walmart. Under the bed boxes are really good. Paint the inside blue. You're only limited by your creativity for sure. And I still have lots of plastic trays in my room, and the kids and adults do just fine with that. So that's a more economical solution. You can order them online that are blue plastic. The only thing you need to worry about is oftentimes if you're going to move them a lot, they will crack. I've had that happen over the years. So sometimes it's nice, if you know that you're going to be a sand tray nerd for a long time, just to go ahead and invest in a nice wooden tray, and then it looks nicer, and it'll last for years and years and years. So another thing when you're thinking about tray that you may want to really invest in, this is something I kind of came on by accident, is round trays. So originally I had a big round tray built for me to do, because I was going to do a training with groups. And because it's so huge, I couldn't really move it out of the playroom. And so then what happened is that kids started playing in it all the time, and they will build in the round tray before they will anything else. Adults really don't like usually as much the round trays, but definitely have an option for the round tray. One of the really good options that we've used here, and a lot of my students have used as well, is the bottom of a plant holder where that catches the water, and you can get those really cheaply anywhere that they're plastic, so you can use those if you're trying to do multiple with families or groups, and then just to have another option in your playroom is in your sand tray area as well. But just know, I wouldn't worry so much about the round ones if you're working with just adults, but if you've got kids, maybe adults, maybe have a round option as well. It doesn't have to break the bank, and so you are going to be able to know that you've got this, you have different options, and don't stress so much about the exact tray size, because it is not the most important thing. The most important thing in the sand tray room is you. So again, hope that was helpful and you got to see some of the different sizes and some of the things that I recommend. And again, if you comment below, tell us your most frustrating thing about your current sand tray setup and your sand tray itself. We will send you over a blog post to walk you through the different answers that I've found, and to provide even more solutions as well. See you guys next week.